What do y'all believe in going 50-50?
It depends on the situation.
The situation?
So I'm looking for a man who's already got his situation together. So instead of asking me 50-50,
Right.
he would already have a role for me set out.
Right.
So.
Can I be more specific? Because I know it's a general question. Because I know 50-50, you assuming that it's a man with a bum mentality coming in and saying, you got to get half and I got to get half.
I just think financial.
So let me be more specific, like a man in my category, right? I'm a teacher, I'm a special education teacher. I make $70K, right? So as a woman in your occupation and what you do, if I told you I make $70K, would you want to go in joint in collaboration with me on taking care of the responsibilities of the household? Or, no, let me finish my question. Or would you be comfortable with living under my income?
Honestly, for me, even when I went to school, it was all based off of finances. So I took time. I really studied. I followed doctors.
Right.
I followed different types of people.
Right.
I made sure that whatever I invested in and took out debt for, it
Right.
would be worth it in the end.
Of course.
So I'm looking for a partner that used the same type of diligence
Yeah.
to pick his career.
Right.
So I feel like I'm already accustomed to a certain quality of life.
Can I be real specific?
Yeah.
So if I say I make $70K and I'm a teacher, you would say to me that that's not enough for you to afford the lifestyle that you want.
I mean, if we took it back in the day, my dad would be like, can you afford her the lifestyle that we've already afforded for her?
How quickly does a woman tell a man, you not my daddy? But yet this woman's last statement was, my daddy back in the day would say, can you afford her the lifestyle that we've already afforded her? If your father would say that, then your father is making a foolish imprint in you. I remember having this discussion with my oldest child, Sydney. Put your name out there, little girl. When Sydney was in her early 20s, Sydney was saying that she wanted a man that could do the things that she was accustomed to. I had to remind her, I said, Sydney, before you were born, if me and I was in the Marine Corps, if me and your mother wanted to go to the movies and get some dinner, there was a time frame when we first were married that we had to get with our friend Carlos and his wife, and me and Carlos together, we could buy our own tickets to the movies, but we couldn't get any food. But if we went together and on the food, and generally that meant a large pizza, then we could all eat our fair share of the pizza and still go to the movies. We had to combine it up because we were broke as military people. We did not make a lot of money. It wasn't until then, years and years later, that I got promoted a few times before she was even born. I'm talking 5 years later that I get promoted. She's born. And then by the time she starts to get of age of memory, not only had I gotten out of the Marine Corps, but I had become an IT guy. I was making upwards of 120 to 180, depending upon the year, and still living on a $50,000 a year budget. So you got to go to Maggiano's. You got to, as a 6-year-old, you got to go to all these different restaurants and go on these vacations. And then when I became a personal trainer, and after the second year, I'm making 6 figures. And I had to remind her that all those houses that you was going to, those beach houses, lake houses, mountain houses, those were my clients' houses. Those were not my houses. So all that time frame. And then when I started a business and you was 15, and we was living downtown Atlanta and had 2 cars, one being a 5 Series, and your sister got to take a permit test in it was a 7 Series BMW. That was after 20 years of adulting that you were able to have that kind of lifestyle. How do you expect a 20-year-old to be there? That exceptional 20-year-old who either went to college, that exceptional 20-year-old who went to a trade school, that exceptional 20-year-old who went into the family business, that exceptional 20-year-old who was born into money, that exceptional 20-year-old who started a business and everything went right the first time around is an exception, not the norm. So to expect what your father gave you to somebody who's 20 something, even early 30s, is not reasonable. Now, you could be the one that matches up with a great guy who's already done that, and he could be great, and that's possible, but it's not what the plenty out there are doing at 20 and 30 years old. So the other part of what this video demonstrates, it demonstrates that this young lady is only interested in a man based on what's attractive to her is a man who has certain career levels already in place And those career levels are beyond a 70,000 a year earning guy. Now she is well within her rights to have her standards of what she desires. But then the question becomes, is she looking for love, or is she looking for somebody who's just going to take care of her? She's done all these things of investing and making sure everything. And she started out talking about, she look at it in terms of finances. Well, he was talking about building together. Yet there was no building together in her mindset. Her mindset was, what's mine is mine, and what's yours is mine. You pay all the bills, you take care of the household, you stretch your budget, and you invest for the family. You provide for the family. I get my money and keep my money and provide just for me. I have my money in safety just in case you leave me. I'm walking away and I got all this money, and you're left with nothingness. If you go into a relationship already thinking that, you are bound to create the environment that ends the relationship, because you are always going to be a person who just wants to receive, 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 never give, give, give. There's absolutely no way that you can claim that, oh, well, I take care of the kids and I take care of the house and I do this and I do that. But yes, I'm out here making, 80,000, 100,000, 150,000. But I need you to make 80,000, 100,000, 130, 140,000. You expend all your money and I get to save all of mine. In what world does that work? Unless you're marrying a man who is already, oh, I make $1 million, or not even that much. I make 300, I make 400, 500. He probably don't care about your 80 or your 100, your 120. But then that man may look at you and say, I need a woman who thinks financially like I think. One who went out there and started a business. One who went out there and became a brain surgeon. One who became a nuclear engineer. Someone who's, more to my level. And now you're saying that you don't bring enough to the table, that you don't bring enough finances to the table. And you would look at that man and you would say that he's not a man. That's the double standard. We know it's the double standard. Is it fair? No, it's not. But at the end of the day, everybody has their ability to pick and choose. So you choose money over love. You choose money over commitment. You choose money over companionship. Then all you will have is a money-based relationship. And money-based relationship will work about as well as the NASDAQ and the Dow is right now. When the hard times roll, so is your relationship. It's going to roll because you have no commitment to one another. And me personally, I'd rather have commitment and companionship than a monetary contract between me and a woman. But whatever floats your boat, I hope you able to make it across the sea, because you got a lot of holes in that boat and it's going to fill up with a whole lot of water. That lady, she's riding on the Titanic. But what do you guys think? And always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.